the index laws. Now there are a few index laws there you need to memorize. Now first one is a to the power of m times a to the power of n. Now when we have to multiply terms with the same base, now important thing is here is the same base. If you can't have same base, you won't be able to use index laws. Okay, so remember that. Now when you have to times it, you add the powers together. When you have to divide it, you subtract the powers together. Now with the division, you can write it in a fraction form. Okay, now this is a power to power, you times the powers together. Now when you have a power here, but it's got a two terms, a product of the two terms, you have to share the powers in each one of the terms. So in here, it's like almost like there's a power of 1 there, and you times it with a power in there, because you know, power to power, you times it. And if it's a fraction, obviously there's a power of 1 there, we just can't say it, and you times them on the numerator times the power to the denominator. Okay, the important one is a to the power of, or any number of the power of 0 is equal to 1. Okay, just remember that. Now from here on, it's quite important, it's quite new. Even you've done the index laws in year 9, you probably need to remember this one or revise again. Now a to the power of negative power n, negative n. Now this will be actually, we will call it in a fraction form, the power in a fraction form. Okay, and then when it's a power of negative 1, it's a reciprocal. Anything to do with a negative 1, the power is a negative 1, it's a reciprocal. So it's going to be 1 over something. So here it's a negative 1, isn't it? Reciprocal of that is 1 over a over b, which is it flips and b over a. Now if you have problem with this coming from here to here, think about this one. Now whole this thing is really 1 divided by a over b, isn't it? And we do 1 times, when you times this, you flip the second fraction, second term, so it'll be b over a, which is equal to b over a. Okay, so that's how it just goes from there to here to here. But what if it's not power of negative 1, if it's something else? Now you need to get rid of the negative term first. So how do we get rid of negative? We flip, okay, flip them, and then it's a positive, and then you do the same thing like here. You just times it on numerator and denominator with their powers. Okay, I think we're ready to do the questions. I'll just cover this so that we can actually concentrate it on one question each. Okay, so simplify each expression. 40x to the power of 16 times y to the power of 6 all over minus 5x to the power of 6. Okay, so here I will just do the numbers first. So how many 5's going to 40? 8. So I'm going to put 8 here. And I can get rid of the 6, x to the power of 6, whole thing with 10 here. Now what it really this is, means 16 over x to the power of 6. There's a x times x times x times x times x times x times 16 of them. On here, there's 6 of them. 4, 5, 6. So that means times. Okay. So if I cancel them out, on the top here, I'll left you with 10 of the x's. Yeah. So that's why we just times, or we could just do 40 divided by 5, and then we'll do 16 take away 6 y 6, because what does this means, guys? It means 40x to the power of 16 y to the power of 6 divided by minus 5x6. Now with a division, you take away the power, remember? So I will do 40x to the power of 16, take away 6y, there's only one y there, but all over minus 5. So it's the same thing. So I've done it here, and on the top, the numerator, I've got 8, and x power of 10, y to power of 6, all over, oops, there's a minus 1 there, okay? So my final answer will be minus 8x power of 10, y to power of 6. It's a bit small, squashed, but that's my answer, okay? Okay, let's have a look at the next question. 36a to power of 7, b to power of 9 divided by 4, a squared b to power of 5. Now, I'm going to change that to in a fraction form, like on the part A. So 36a to power of 7, b to power of 9, all over 4a squared, b to power of 5. Okay, so how many 4's going to 36? 9. So I'm going to go there, 9. I've got 9 on the top, 1, I don't have to write it. Here, a and power of a to power of 7, a to power of 2. Now I can cancel this 2 out completely, and I'm left with 5 on the top. And then here, I can cancel the whole thing out, and I'm left with 4, so b to power of 4. And on the bottom, I'll have 1, so that my final answer will be 9, a to power of 5, b to power of 4. Hopefully you follow all that. Okay. Next one. Okay, it's not a fraction anymore. It's a power to power. All right, I'm going to expand all this. I'm going to share this all powers for each term. Okay, so 3 to power of, now that was a 1 there. You just can't see it, but just imagine there's a 1 there. So 3 times 1, 3 times 15, 9, 6. And 3 to power of 3, 27. It's a good idea to memorize some terms like squares and cubes and things. Just the first 3 or 4. Okay, next one. All right, so it's almost like if I can rewrite these, I can rewrite like that. Okay, so what happens, I'm going to go this way because I don't have space, but you should go vertically. All right, so it'll be 2 to power of 5, 3 to power of 15, oh sorry, x, not 3, 2. 3 times 5 is 15, and a y to power of 10. Okay, so what I've got here is, what's a 2 to power of 5? 32, x 15 over y 10. I can't cancel anything because they're different. So my final answer is this. Okay, so my final answer is this here. All right, next one. Okay, next one's not too bad. 43y to power of 0 is 1, yeah? And then whatever it is to power of 0 is 1. So whole thing's going to be 1, guys. Whole thing's going to be 1. So this is a 43 times 1 is just 43. Take away, whole thing is 1. The answer is 42. Okay? Next one. Oh, that's not too bad. That's an easy one. So I'm going to go 24 times, what's a to power of negative 2? That just means 1 over a to the power of squared. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there. So my final answer will be 24 over a to power of squared. And then last question for this, question 1. Now, I've got negative power, so I need to change it to 1 over 5b to power of 3. So I got rid of the negative. Now, but I need to deal with the power of 3 now. Now, if it's 1, power, whatever the power of, I don't know, million, it'll be just 1, yeah? So I'll just go 1. Don't have to worry about that part. But the bottom, the denominator, I have to do that. So which means 1 over 5 to the power of 3, b cubed as well. And what's the 5 to the power of 3? 125. So that's my final answer. Okay, so that was sort of a basic questions. Now we're going to go to the little bit, not too hard, but just a bit tricky ones. So let's have a look. Your first instinct here is, I don't like negative power, okay? I just don't feel good about this negative power, so I want to get rid of it. How do I do that? I'm just going to flip this. And then I'll get positive power. Yes, I feel good about it now. I feel, yes, I can do this. And then I'm going to actually share this power to the numerator and denominator. So I'm going to go like this. Like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to share this as a power to power. So x to the power of 28, because it's 7 times 4. B to the power of 3 times 4, 12. 4 to the power of 4. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then x to the power of 16. B to the power of 28. Okay, so need to tidy it up a little bit. So I'm going to deal with this first. So there's a 16 of x's, 28 of them, and now I can cancel out. What do I have left is what I got is on the top, because there's more of them on the top. So 12 here. And 4 to the power of 4, so leave it. It's all gone, this one. Now b to the power of 12 and b to 28. So we have more b's on the denominator. So we will end up with more of them on the bottom here. So what's the 28 take away 12? I've got 16 left. Okay, so now my final answer will be x to the power of 12 all over 4 to the power of 4 is 256. You're welcome to use a calculator. And b to the power of 16. So that's my answer. Oops, it'll help if you can see it. Okay, so that's your answer. Question 2. Okay, it's got a little star sign on there. It means just be cautious, that's all. Nothing special, just be cautious. It's not that super hard or anything like that. So let's have a look. I'm just going to change this one. Before I flipping or anything, I'm just going to change this one. What does that mean? It's 1 over a to the power of 4 times c to the power of 2. Yep, that's it. That's all I've done. Divided by, I'm going to expand this one. 6 to the power of 2. I'm going to put that in brackets. 2 times 2. 3 times 2. Okay, not too bad. And I'm going to put these all into fraction. So 3c squared. Excellent. And divided by 36, a to the power of 4, c to the power of 6. And then what happens now is I'm going to make it to fraction. Remember, if I change this division to times, you go flip. So 1 over 36, a to the power of 4, power of 6. Now we can do something. So I'm going to put it all into one fraction. Now remember, a to the power of 4 times a to the power of 4, you add the power, not times it, add them. Okay, how many 3 is going to 36? 12. So that's 12. C, whole C is going to go, and that's going to be 4. So what I have left on the top is 1. So everything goes gone in. 12, a to the power of 8, c to the power of 4. Okay, hopefully you digest that. Next question. Okay, it looks a little bit complicated because it's long, but nothing really special, okay? It's not that special. Okay, so let's have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with inside first. So I'm going to go times this together. 5 times minus 10 is minus 50. And then m, now it's a times it, the same base, we add the power, 7 and power 12, 3. Oh, you all got that? Hopefully you did. Okay, that's all I got. And then I'm going to go share this powers together. 1, 2, 3 here. And m, 7 times 3 is 21. N, 12 times 3, 36. Okay, so all I have to do is now use a calculator, get minus 50 to the power of 3. Now this really means, so you still have a negative there. Remember, there's a 3 negatives. It means you still have a negative here. So 125,000 m to the power of 21 and to the power of 36. Excellent. Well done, people.